Fired it up.
Well, hey, hello everyone. You should be able to hear me. You should be able to see me. Yeah, it's all good. I've got loads of comments here. Let's have a look quickly. What do we got? Thomas Pawson, up the mighty. Evening Lee. Hope all is well. Oh, let me see if I can. That should. Oh, I'll tell you what. Change it there. There we go. Yeah, amazing. Hope all is well. Amazing result on Saturday and thoroughly deserved the 3 points. I'm taking my mum to every game from now on. Yes, indeed, you must. Totally. Somebody else, yes, is saying there, yes, take your mum. Absolutely. Take your mum. The man says, the man. Is that? Way, the man. Thank you very much. UTMB. W&G fan says, hi, Lee, now we're back in to business. One match before getting out of relegation. One match. Well, maybe if we beat Burton on Saturday, that would be great, wouldn't it? We need to get out of this bottom four soon as possible. Want to see us going up that league. How are you all feeling anyway? After Saturday, I am still buzzing. I've got to admit, I had to do this. Full of joy. I'm feeling full of joy. I'm sure you're feeling full of joy. That was one of the best games I have seen Blackpool play, in ages, really. I mean, every single goal. I've watched them all back. I'm going to show them on here because they're on Twitter, so I'm going to show the highlights. You haven't seen them yet. Every single goal, absolutely. The movement, the passing, it's like... It is Dream Street. I said it in the video. It is Dream Street, and it is Dream Street football compared to what we were watching. And if this is just the start of Ian Ever, and we've got players to come back, then surely it can only get better. I'm hoping so. Let me know how you're feeling. Let me know who your man of the match was. Do you agree with Fletcher? Should it have been Bailey, Peacock, Farrell? Anybody else? I mean, Honeyman had a great second half. He's tenacious, isn't he? Just what we've been looking out for. Fort Dunlop says, to Thomas, clearly a lucky charm. Yes, indeed. Yes, definitely bring her. The Mighty Pool, there you go. The season in emojis. Yeah. It's been, anger, crying. And now it's just, it's joy. I like that. Very good. Yeah, he agrees with it. Yeah, it's perfect. It's very good, that. Yes, I agree. Sooner out of there, the better. Cool Boys Backyard. Hi, Lee. It's your guest from Nuneaton. Glad to see the results progressing for the... What? Tangent? What? Orange? You cannot say orange on here. There's no such thing. There's only one colour here. It's tangerine. Don't fall into that trap of calling it orange. But anyway, hello. Other Mind Pill says, okay, Lee, we are naming a pie after Everett. He's won 3 in a row. Yes. What should we call it? The Revolution pie? Something like that? I don't know. What do you think? Post in the comments if you've got a name for a good pie forever, and we'll put it towards the club for winning 3 in a row. Brilliant. Gary Cruncher says, hello, pal. Hello, Lee Charles. It's from Gary. Yes, I know it. You don't need to tell me it's Gary. I can see it's Gary. It says, look on the thing. Can you see? Look, it says Gary Cronshaw. It's all there. I can see. Just, hello, Gary. The Mighty Pill says, very, 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 very buzzing indeed. Yes, I'm buzzing too. Proper buzzing. I'm still, honestly, I'm so excited. He said, Peacock Farrell robbed of a clean sheet. My man of the match made multiple game savings. Yeah, it just took that little edge off it, didn't it? But it didn't really matter at the end of the day. But it just did spoil it. A clean sheet for everything he did would have been perfect. And it's just a shame that we kind of fell asleep. WG fan says, did you see Preston's terrible goalkeeper cock up? No, I didn't, but I wish I had done, actually. It's hilarious. I'll check it out. Yes. Thomas Pawson says, Hansen looked quick and sharp. Very impressed with him. Yeah, it was much better from him, wasn't it? I mean, I think the first game he came on, he looked like mustard, and then he came on a few other times, and I wasn't too sure, but maybe, Everett's drilling into them what they need to do, and he did. Mr. Wayne. Hello, Mr. Wayne. He says, what a second half. We were on the front foot. Yes, indeed, we absolutely were. And none of this going all defensive and, shutting up shop and all that. No, we kept going for it and going for it and going for it. And literally, we could have easily had 7. Do you not think? We could have had 5, 6, 7. I mean, and Cardiff could have had probably 2 or 3 as well. It could have been something like 5-2 that game. It was probably, for a neutral, it was a fantastic game. I've got to admit that normally, when I'm watching it, I need a few more goals to be, to be feeling safe. But when that second goal in, you really didn't think Cardiff could come back. And you kind of knew Blackpool were going to get another because we were just catching them on the break all the time, and we were so quick on the break, weren't we? The Cool Boys Backyard says, you want some bad news? It's international weekend. It might be, but I think we're playing. We're still playing international weekend or not. Santino Cirinano, is that how we say that? I like that. Santino Cirinano. Sunderland fan here. Delighted to see you folk having a much better time. Great club, great supporters. Thank you very much. That brings me joy. Thank you. And we're all glad to see you doing pretty well as well. We enjoyed our trip to Sunderland. You've probably seen our Football Tourist Guide to Sunderland. We loved it. If you haven't, check it out on the Football Tourist Guide channel. Jay and I went to Sunderland. We really loved it. Just genuine people, just salt of the earth people, nice, friendly place, some great things we did, and it's good to see you've turned it all around, and wow, you're flying, aren't you? It's amazing. Cool Boys Back. Yes, it's not for us. We can watch the match on TV. Oh, can we? Happy Saturday afternoon, says Blackpool. Saturday afternoon, Blackpool FC win. Yes, indeed, it was a very happy. It's been a very happy Sunday. It's been a very happy Monday. It's kind of, I don't know. I'm just feeling so. It's like a weight off your mind, isn't it? I mean, I thought, Ian Evatt. I thought it was a good signing. I've already said I really like Ian Evatt, and I'm glad it's Evo, to be honest. But I just thought, Peterborough, it was a good, it was a good result. But really, second half we were better, but first half, we lived on the edge, didn't we? Peterborough were all over us a bit, and I wasn't sure if we'd actually turn the corner. And then, of course, we played Scunthorpe. We always beat Scunthorpe. And then non-league. I know they're playing well in the non-league, but, on paper, we should have beat Scunthorpe quite easily. But I thought this was a major test. If you've watched my video, I hope you've watched my video. If you haven't, why not? But please do. Start of the video, I said I'm not really feeling confident about this. I thought Cardiff, if I'm being honest, I thought they might be, it may just be a match too soon and we wouldn't be ready yet. But honestly, I wasn't expecting that second half. First half, we set off really well, didn't we? CJ missing an early chance, but it's an early chance, and early chances quite often do get missed. You're not. It's just so early in the game. But he was in that position. The thing about CJ is, I know he gets stick, but I love him. I'm sorry, but I do, because I think he just gets forward, back. I mean, 1 minute he's defending, next minute he's in the box, then he's back defending. I mean, he's unbelievable. The work he puts in, the shift he puts in. He's almost like what's that cartoon where they have the really fast kid? The Incredibles, where he's really, really fast. Well, he's a bit like that. And he's 1 minute you're seeing him defending, and the next minute he's in the box. So I don't mind CJ. I think he's great. I've always been a fan of his. I think he's an asset. I wouldn't like to be playing against him, to be honest. But we started off really well. Cardiff came back into it, didn't they? And they looked really good. And I was saying to Pickle that they've got 3-4 men spare all the time. They're holding the ball. They always seem to have something to pass to, and then they jink it to another player. And they were really putting us under pressure. But Peacock Farrell at that time was unbelievable. He was having the game of his life, wasn't he? He was tipping him over, tipping him right, catching him down to. He was just wherever they were. He was. It was phenomenal. It was a master. It was just a masterclass in goalkeeping, and he kept us in it. We got to half time, but the second half, early goal from Fletcher, and then it was just from that moment on. It was just Blackpool were just at times. I couldn't actually believe what I was watching, if I'm being honest. I don't know if you're the same, but I could not believe it. I'm thinking this is, and Pickle was saying the same thing, that, this is exactly what we want to see. This is the football you're paying your money, you want to be entertained. Even if you didn't win, if you hadn't won that game, it was entertaining, wasn't it? It was great football, but I always say you can play great football, and if you carry on losing, eventually you stop playing that great football. So the fact they won, they've got to be buzzing, haven't they? The players have got to be buzzing. Let's go back to the comments. Let's have a look. Up the mighty pool, you've left a voice note in the Discord on my thoughts on the match. Right. Okay. So if you don't know, I've set up a Discord channel, which Up the Mighty Pool BFC has helped me out with as well. So thank you very much, because I was struggling. I need to figure out how to get the link in. Maybe you can post the link in the comments. I can't do it. I was trying to figure out how I get the link into my computer. I might be able to do it and put a link in there, but you can join the Discord. And what I'm doing with the Discord, I had a little brainwave. Well, I had two brainwaves actually. One was I was searching for how I can cure this problem with the phone-ins, because people keep asking me, when are the phone-ins coming back? When are you doing the phone-ins? We love the phone-ins. But if you remember, the phone-ins just went absolutely dreadful, because I couldn't keep the idiots and the nutters out of the stream, and I couldn't keep the knobbers out, and I couldn't stop somebody keep phoning businesses on my phone, and it was as if they were phoning me, and the whole thing was just too hard to cope with. So after searching, it seemed that Discord was a really good way. And another thing I noticed on Discord is that you can leave voice notes, and you've probably seen on the video, if you watched it, I got a little, it's like a microphone sort of extension, which your little mic mini, the Rode mic mini, just goes in, and then that obviously the wind muff goes on the top of it. But it's like you're holding a real microphone, and when you're holding a microphone, actually, So that, if you can see it there. The mic mini just goes in there, and then that has a wind thing, and then that becomes a little microphone. With the microphone that I put on my lapel there, that turns into a microphone. But when you have a microphone, quite often when I'm stood around the ground and I'm trying to get people interviews and stuff, people just walk past me because I just look like anybody else, just sort of like standing around waiting for the mates to turn up, or like a lost soul, and they just walk past. But when you've got like a microphone in your hand, it I don't know, it just, people notice it. They notice you've got a microphone, and then if you are actually interviewing people and you're doing a proper like interview, it just attracts people's attention, because they think, oh, is that like Sky or something? You know what I mean? If they don't know, obviously if they know me, they're going to see me then. But for people who don't know me, it just looks interesting. So it gets a little bit of a crowd around, and that's what I'm trying to do. But where I'm standing, and you probably noticed on Saturday where I've decided to stand, I'm going to make this my spot before the game, is sort of like on the ground side of the Armfield statue. So everybody's walking around that way. There's loads and loads of people walking around that way. I felt when I was in the sort of the middle section in front of the main doors that people were just going past me, and they were going underneath, and I just couldn't stop people. I couldn't stop people to get them to talk, which was a shame. So anyway, so that's the spot where I'm going to be. There's like a little bit of a raised pathway sort of thing there. I'm stood on there, so if you want to come on before the match and just give your thoughts about whatever you want to give your thoughts about, how you think the match is going to go, how you feeling about Blackpool, where you think we're going to finish up in the season, all that, typical stuff. But I need you, it's more interesting when we get you on, you know what I mean? It's I can only say so many things, but it's interesting to hear as well. I'm interested to hear what you guys have got to say, and I'm sure if I'm interested in what you guys got to say, then everybody else watching the videos is going to be interested in what Blackpool fans have got to say. And the more we get on, the bigger it gets, the more easier it's going to be for me to do it, and I can get more on. And then at the end of the game, when you're all coming out, I stand near the Scotland Yard side of the, that kind of spinny round thing, which is the corner flag. I just stand there. So find me and come and talk to me. I want to get it raw, but I also thought that if I do like voice messages, then you can just come out of the ground. If you're on my Discord server, there is a voice message thing. You know, you can just go on, you can just give your thoughts straight on. And then the best ones, I won't be able to put them all in, but while I'm editing, as long as you get it in before I finish me editing, because I'm normally finished by about 1 o'clock in the morning. It normally takes me till about 1. So you've got all that time. And if you do it, you know, pretty much when it's all in your head, you know, whether you're feeling happy or you're feeling sad or you're feeling frustrated or whatever it is, get it on the voicemail. And then obviously I'll try and get as many of those into the video as well. So you don't even have to come on. You can just give your thoughts, you know, maybe put them at the end or something, a collection of voice notes. Anyway, that's my plan anyway for now. And then there is also I've made like a live call-in room, so you can, if you do want to call in, if we do these phone-ins and we get back to doing the phone-ins, I will have it all. I've not got it all set up yet, so I can't do it tonight because I need my laptop to be connected and everything to take the calls and go through the Rodecaster Pro, which is what I use for sound, and then we can have, you know, phone-ins again, hopefully without all the problems of my phone. So I'm hoping so, but I've already seen somebody on, I posted it, I copied it into the fans for, you know, the Blackpool fans group, and somebody's already said that I'll probably get the same amount of problem on Discord as I do on here. So they recommend somebody's recommended something called School, SKOOL. Never heard of it. I don't know what it is. So maybe somebody will know a bit more about that. Finley McCalman says, Honeyman was fantastic on Saturday too. George had loads of energy and led as a captain. He will get better as he regains fitness. Well, you really want him to stay fit, don't you? Because he's the kind of battling, you know, he was just everywhere, wasn't he? He was just absolutely everywhere. I bet they hated him because he just kept popping up everywhere and dispossessing them. And that's the thing, that's what Everett's been saying. If you dispossess the team in their half, then, and you make the most of that, you know, it's goal to go, isn't it? You know, you create chances in their half. So, yeah, you got to do the defensive work. And I thought the defence played really well. Who you guys got in the FA Cup? We've got Carlisle in the FA Cup. Yeah, Carlisle, yeah. Yes, we're on the BBC for that, like they're wanting a cup upset indeed. And it's a bit of a local derby. You know, well, it's a local derby for Carlisle. We are their local derby. We're the nearest club. Well, Morecambe could be Barrow, but actually just straight down the motorway from Carlisle, Blackpool, you know, they turn off. Preston, Blackpool, we're kind of their local derby. So it is a big game for them, really. WG fans says, are you going to watch Tranmere tomorrow? I know they're away and we're already through, but we have to keep the spirit up for the Tangerines. Well, I won't be going because we're going to see the Fast Show live tomorrow. James bought tickets, so I won't be watching it at all. I'll probably watch it on Tangerine TV the day after because they'll have the match on there, and I may even not try not to get the result. Not that it's not that important, but it is nice to keep the ring going. We're already through, aren't we? That's the thing. Oh, the Mice Pill says, BSA have got an away drum for tomorrow, so we'll definitely have the spirits up. Okay. Great stuff. Cool Boys Backyard says, last week I bumped into a former Blackpool player, Marlon Harewood. Really nice guy. Oh, gosh. He was great, in the Premier. I really liked him, and I say it all the time. He scored a great goal on West Ham that was disallowed, and he wasn't offside. He was perfectly onside. They disallowed it for Brett Ormerod, who was offside, apparently on the far touch line, not interfering with play, but ridiculous decision. Kieran Baines is here. Hello, Kieran. How you doing? Both my teams, he says, beating a Wales side. You beating Cardiff and Ipswich beating Swansea. Oh, good weekend for you then. Mods could post a link. Yeah. Is that like if you were a mod, you could post a link? Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Well, maybe I'll have to sort that out. But I think I can do it myself, to be honest. I should be able to do it myself, but I'm in danger of crashing everything if I try something dangerous here. Honestly, I'm not going to risk it for a biscuit, because if I do, I'll probably cock it all up and delete the stream or something. I will post the link to the Discord, so you can all join this server if you want to do, and you want to be a part of this community hub that I hope I can create. I'll post something in the comments, and I'll pin it at the top after I've done this stream, so you can just go on and you can just click it and follow the link. And thanks to to the help I've got, we have now got the chance to do that. So yeah, mods could post a link. WG fan, yeah, maybe they could do. We'll have to get moderators in, but yeah. Play 15, win 4, draw, lost 3, 8, 4 points. Play 15, wins 4, drawn 3, lost 8, 416, against 23, points 15, Blackpool FC. Yeah. In other words, we're fourth off the bottom. We need to improve a lot, Gary. I think that's what you're trying to say, isn't it? Santino says, are you going to go to some away games? Yes, I am, actually. Yes, I am. I am going to go to a few. I have got my eye set on a few. I'm not going to them all, because just simply it was just without super sponsorship. Maybe I can get a multi-billionaire like Sunderland to sponsor my channel, and I can go and do Thogden things and go all over and do some amazing things. It's all... there's a lot have a team of editors and all the rest of it, people doing the videos for, helping me film. And wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be a great life? That's what you dream of. But at the moment, I do it all myself, pay for everything myself, pay for the fuel myself, pay for the way, and then not only that, when I do away games, I don't get back till late, and then I've got to edit a video, to get that on. And it is an incredible amount of work. It's all right if you're a multimillionaire with with nothing else to do other than be edit football videos and your life's your own. But no, I can't. And I'm working now as I've actually got my dream job now. If I'm being honest, I'm a videographer, and I started all this. I was talking to Pickle and Bessie and everybody, and somebody today that I started this whole thing because basically I watched a video on YouTube about, it's got to be over 10 years ago now. But there's this video on YouTube, and it was this like party at sort of like a millionaire's place somewhere down south. Really sunny day, beautiful swimming pool. They had like a right tricky DJ in one corner and blow-ups in the pool and stuff. And I watched this video of this party filmed by somebody, and I thought, my God, this looks like Steven Spielberg's actually filmed this. I was like, how on earth do you do that? So that was my obsession. That's where it started. That's probably about 2014. So yeah, around about 2014. So I started watching videos and learning how to film like cinematically. And film scenes and film angles and all these different tricks that you can do, and what cameras you need, and ND filters and lenses and all the rest of it. And I got really into it. But what I started doing was I started making videos for my weddings for the bride and groom from my side of the decks. So like when they're doing the first dance, it would be from my point of view, which nobody else would get other than me. And I started filming little bits of B-roll and getting little clips of flowers and, making a nice little video for them. The idea in my mind at the time was to like put these videos on Facebook, and then they could share them out with their friends, and then that would get me lots of DJ work. And that was where I was thinking. And then of course Blackpool came back, and the rest is history. I went and cleaned the seats, and I ended up doing this. But like my obviously Blackpool FC is my life, but the passion I have is filmmaking. I've always been into music. I've always been into films. I've always been into going to watch movies, and I wanted to make my vlogs like cinematic. And the problem that I have like I do make them cinematic. Nobody else makes videos like me because nobody else is interested. If you watch the other people, they're just the football fanatics and film it on their iPhone and let's face it, an iPhone is a really good camera and it does a lot, and anybody can kind of do a vlog really because you can do it on your iPhone. But to do cinematic things and create stories and make, sequences that all, film wide, tight, close shots and all these sort of things you have to do. And like on this, with all the lighting and the microphones that I have, that's my obsession. You've got to be mental to do all this, you have, because you don't make any money out of it. So you're just spending your money all the time. But this is my obsession. So the light here, the big light that I have here is like 500 quid. The light I got over here, 200 quid. The Rodecaster Pro, £500. The microphones, it just goes on and on and on. The Max I edit on, all that. But that's all. This lot is actually my obsession with movie making, and that just benefits the videos that I make for people. But I can't make cinematic videos like I'd like to make because you can't do them in 6 hours. You know what I mean? If you think I film all that on the day, whatever, then I come home and I chop it up and I find the bits that I like and make it into a video. But like somebody who's got like a massive, like a channel which does, it's more based around how they film things. They might take like 2 or 3 days to film it, go out, film it, set it up, do all the scenes, whatever it is, whether they're going to visit, the lake, just to say, for instance, they went to visit the Lake District and they went up a mountain and all that story that they tell is all filmed. It takes hours and hours and hours, and it takes them weeks and weeks and weeks to put it together. And you can't do that with these because I've got to get whatever I do, it's got to be on by midnight really, or by 6 o'clock in the morning, it's got to be on. So, but they're still as good as I can make them, but that's my obsession. But anybody else doing YouTube videos, just they ain't got the time. Ain't nobody got the time for that. You're doing it all for free. You're just doing it out of the goodness of your heart. You might want to build your social profile or whatever, but you can't do what I do. Nobody's daft enough to do what I do. Nobody in the world is daft enough to do, unless I had 1 million subscribers and I had people doing all this for me. And that's the difference. When you watch Thogden, he's got like 2 million subscribers. He's making mega bucks. He can afford to make his videos better than and have a team of people filming him and stuff. I haven't got that yet, but I would like to get there one day. Cool boy. Anyway. Back to the football. I'm looking to book Blackpool Stadium Hotel at some point. Is it worth the money? Yeah, it's beautiful. The rooms are beautiful. You can't watch the match. There is a video. What's he called? Oh God, it'll come back to me in a minute. The guy that I like that does the foot. Anyway, stayed at Bloomfield Road and he kind of managed to film little bits through the curtains, but you got to be really careful. But it's a very good video on it. I'll probably post a link in, or if somebody can remind me what it's called. It will come back to me. Oh, there we are. That's your invite code there. So, is that actually the link? Oh, the mighty Phil. Is that the full link? It kind of needs to be a clickable link, doesn't it? Is that? Not quite sure how that works. But that is the invite code there. I will post it in the comments to make sure it's absolutely right. Again, Big Dog Walker, hello. Hi, Daz. He says, hi, Lee. Did you know that of the top 12 in League One, we only have to play 2 of them twice this season, Lincoln and Rotherham. Therefore, most teams we play twice from here on in are in the bottom half. Interesting. Have you played at Plymouth away? Yes, we have, and we lost at Plymouth. Unbelievable. We played so bad that day, honestly, we really did. They hadn't won a game. They had not won a game. They were there for the taking, and we didn't even try in the first half to even attack them at all. We were so toothless, and you could see their confidence. They started off really nervy, and they just grew into the game. They suddenly realised that they could beat us. They got 1 goal, and really, we were just absolutely pants that day. It was embarrassing. We should have won that game. Eugene McGeevers here says Blackpool play Tranmere Rovers tomorrow night in the English Football League Trophy Northern Group B. Yes, and there you go. Daz has confirmed it. We got beat 1-0. We did, and it was awful, wasn't it, Daz? It was terrible. Jimmy Geever says, how are you doing? Well, I'm here. How do you think I'm doing? We won. We won 3-1. We played absolutely bloody marvellous. How do you think I am? I'm like buzzing, man. I'm like as high as a kite, man. Honestly, I'm floating on air. I'm walking down the street and my shoes have got like air in them. God, I'm in such a good mood. Honestly, it's like a life-changing moment. You just suddenly have this dream, you're thinking back to, I was actually saying today that, Blackpool did this under, Simon Grayson. We were like down at the bottom of the league. They invested, they bought players in the January transfer. We went to Carlisle. Suddenly everything changed. We looked a better team. We didn't win, but we looked a better team. And from there, we went on an incredible run and we ended up with a perfect 10 and we ended up getting promoted at Wembley. And that was one of the greatest seasons ever. And you can kind of see that could happen again. You know what I mean? If that is the beginning of how we're going to play and we're going to get better at playing like that, we have got a chance. You know what I mean? If that is the sign of things to come, and that is only the start with not all our best players in, well, blimey, you know what I mean? That because I tell you what, that game for me on Saturday didn't look like a League One game. I mean, to give Cardiff, and if there's anybody from Cardiff watching this, to give you credit, you didn't come down to Bloomfield Road and start all the blooming time wasting and messing about and going down injured and feigning this and feigning that, calling the referee. You played like you were trying to win. And that kind of, in many ways, kind of went against you on the day because you came against Blackpool who were magnificent. But you kept going, you kept trying. Yeah, we caught you on the break because you were trying, but it was just a great, great football match. And it was more like, for me, it looked more like a championship game than it did these terrible games that you get in League One where the teams come and they're just, oh God, they're just so awful to play against. And they do every conning trick in the book. And it's just, I hate that kind of football. But that game of football, like for a neutral, was amazing. I'm sure Cardiff didn't enjoy it as much as we did, obviously, because they didn't win. But it was a magnificent game of football, and the kind of football you want to watch. And the referee, to his credit, he didn't get in the way much. I know they weren't liking him, but I always say that if the away fans are really hating him, then he's probably giving you a few things. But it was just magnificent, and it's just the kind of football that I want to watch. I felt like I was watching really, really good football, not League One football yesterday. WG fan is now in the Discord, so that obviously that did work. So yeah, great, good. I want as many of you in the Discord as we possibly can get in, and then I can start doing the things that I've got in my mind to do, that I can do. It's going to get me to that 1 million subscribers so I can do more for everybody. What are we expecting from Carlisle United next month? Oh, we're expecting, it's the cup. They're going to be giving it everything. It's a local derby for them. They're going to be giving us as good as they get. But honestly, they're going to come up against a Blackpool team that are playing. Well, if they come up against that Blackpool team that destroyed Cardiff, then I can't see them doing anything. We're just going to be too good for them. Yeah, Eugene McGill said Burton Albion play Burton Albion play Blackpool this weekend, yeah, and they're playing well under Gary Bowyer, and they've got Beasley, and he's playing really, really well, playing a lot better than he did for us. He was always injured for us, but he's banging him in for Burton, so that's a worry. George BFC 2526, tell me you got to 500, please. I had a look at your channel. Your video was superb. I actually thought it was a bit better than mine at times, to be honest. You've come... I remember you talking to me. I had you on my channel, obviously. You did that guest interviews with, you sat with me. You did the talking on the camera, and I could see you're enjoying it. And you've kind of brought that into your own channel now. And I could see how confident you were at just commentating on what you were seeing. And to be honest, I'm thinking, I wish I had said that. I wish I had said. I was watching you. I'm thinking, bloody hell. I wish I had said this and that and the other. So yeah. So that's only gonna just, that confidence of what you got is only going to get better, and you're actually going to get confident enough to get that camera in front of you properly, rather than kind of, I know it's that kind of like you're worried that people are behind you and all that, but you just got to I know what it's like. You just want to talk down to the camera because it's nice there. It's out of the way, but get it in front of you and talk to people right in the, if that's the only thing, right in their eyes. Look at your phone and talk to them properly, and don't worry about people behind you, or you're talking to your camera. It doesn't matter. You've just got to get that next step. It is quite weird. So sometimes I notice people behind me. I think, oh God, behind me. But you've just got to do it. You just got to ignore it and just talk to me on the. Imagine I'm watching you and just talk to me, and that's the kind of the only thing you need to just to just keep working on. But honestly, your confidence on camera is fantastic, and I hope you are 500 now. And by the way, if you're watching this, George BFC 2526, that's what he is on YouTube. Go and search him, subscribe to him, because not only does you subscribing to George help George, but it helps me, because all these like George and Blackpool Fan TV and everything, if they all had 20,000 subscribers, that would all help me. Do you know what I mean? Because every time they make a video, every time I make a video, they will get recommended as, or should do, they should get recommended off my videos as another if you've watched mine, YouTube should suggest them to you. But if I had like Thogden was a Blackpool fan, he had 1 million subscribers. Every time he made a video and 1 million people watched it, they'd all be getting, they'd all be watching my video as well. And that's what I don't have, and that's why it's such a struggle for me, because I've got nothing to collaborate with, nothing bigger than me to pull things in. And why I was a bit disappointed when I lost It's Ramos, because he did get 5,000, 10,000 views at times, and that helped my channel. And YouTube is all about collaborating. It's all about collaborating. And I've said this before, switched on businesses, switched on sports, switched on theatres and shows going around the world know the power of YouTube and what those views bring, the Instagram views, all that bring, how much it helps build, people to go and see things. It's why the EFL annoy me, because what do they think vloggers are going to do? Vloggers can only make more people go. They don't stop people going. They actually help the clubs. So I don't understand why I know it's like, it's their products and it's the thing on the pitch, but really it's promoting it all the time. And if I had, say, 100,000 subscribers and George had 50,000 and Blackpool Fan TV had 50,000, the place would be absolutely rocking. The sales would be up, everything would be up, because there'd be so much content and people involved, interested in Blackpool Football Club. It's mental. The Big Dog Wook says, gotta go to Wigan, surely it's local and at 12. Yes, I will be going to Wigan, definitely, yeah, I will. 12:30 kickoff, yeah. I'm going to go. I think Barrow still in the FA Cup. Be a great third round tie. Barrow versus Blackpool. That would be a deal. Well, that could be written in the stars, seeing as Evo was Barrow manager, couldn't it? Could well be written in the stars. Yes, Jane is okay. Yes, I'm okay, Gary. I can't believe you asked me that question all the time. Like, am I okay? You're watching a video where I'm like, we've just won 3-1 playing some of the best football in the world. Am I okay? Yes. I'm here. I'm like buzzing, man. I'm okay. I'm okay. Big Dog Wook says, I really think you using the microphone on match days is working. You interviewing Tim Barlow and the Cardiff fan after the game was great. Yeah, I've actually clipped it. By the way, I've clipped it, but you can do the same thing. If there's a part of the video that you really like, there's underneath every video, there's a button. I think sometimes you have to find it in more, but it says clip. And you just pause the video at the bit you want to start, and then you can have a minute, and then you can tweet that, put it on your, if you want to build your brand, through, saying, watch this video of Lee Charles, I think it's the best bit in his video, and that helps you in your Instagram or whatever you're doing in social media, or you just want to help me, just clip it. You could, like Daz, you like that thing, like Cardiff fan, you could just clip it and post it out, and it'll get you more views on your Facebook and all the rest. Just do it, because it's there. That's what it's there for, to clip your favourite bits, and it is well worth clipping. It's one of the best interviews I think I've ever done, because it just happens, doesn't it? It all sort of unfolds. The Cardiff fan comes in, and honestly, he's great. I said to you, Daz, he's the kind of guy that I really, honestly, I liked him straight away, because he was just great. No arena of even tell Cardiff fans are this and Cardiff fans are that. No, they're not. They're just people. They're just like you and me. Yeah, they'll have, the mongs, won't they, like everybody has. But at the end of the day, most people, most football fans, we're just a big family of football fans, and we all go through the same pain, and we all go through the same, heartache, and we all have our dreams dashed every year. There's 24 clubs or whatever starting in the league, and only 3 of them are going to have success. The rest are going to be fighting for either relegation or miss out and be disappointed. And that's football. And we all have those beautiful moments that are just fantastic. And those moments that we get, as we've had as Blackpool fans, the times when we've gone to Wembley, got promotion, got in the Premier League, those moments to us are probably a million times more than any Man United fan, whatever they do, because they win so many things. These big clubs, they're either winning the league, or they're winning the FA Cup, or the League Cup, or they're in Europe, or whatever. They have all this joy, and we don't have it. But when we get it, my God, it's sweet. And they have no idea what it means to follow your local club and do something special, like getting promoted into the Premier League. It's amazing. There is no better feeling in the world, and they miss all that, especially anybody who's like, from Blackpool, who's a Man United supporter, you know what I mean? Just, do you know what I mean? There's nothing like the pain of your local team, and there's nothing like the ups are just worth all the downs. They really are. Cool Boy's Backyard says, I prefer your videos than Thogden. At least you pay for your tickets, where he just gets freebies. Well, yeah, but he didn't get those freebies at the start, He was really lucky. You all know, like, Thogden's story. I don't know if you follow Thogden. He's all right. I don't mind him. But the thing was, he, as a young kid, it was a time when, like, YouTube was young and new, and there wasn't many. And he just went to film Leicester getting promoted. I think, the Leicester winning the Premier League. He made a video on that when he would only be about 14 or something, and it went viral, and it set him off, and he's never looked back. But he's a Bolton fan. And he goes to the odd Bolton game, but like he has the money now to go out to watch England all over the world, and go and watch all the England matches. It's all very expensive, and all that costs money, and doing this is difficult. Is expensive. So every credit to him. I could go and just, start going and ground hopping, and I could go and visit loads of grounds and like not be bothered. I couldn't care less, could I? If I went to go and see, say, Coventry versus Fulham, say, Coventry versus Norwich, say, I just went down, Coventry versus Norwich. I couldn't care less if Coventry won or Norwich won, but I could do a fantastic video about Coventry versus Norwich. I could do it as a neutral. I could go around Coventry or Norwich and make a fantastic video, better than Thogden, better than any of them. I could make it better than any of them. Honestly, I could. And because of that, then people from Norwich and people from Coventry would like my video, because I'd be praising them and praising these, and they'll be following me. And that's how, it's easier. But following Blackpool, it's bloody hard, because they let you down, all the time. If Blackpool go on an incredible run now, it will have a dramatic effect on my numbers, and it will have an effect on George and everybody else, because it's all about winning, and Blackpool haven't been winning, and the years go by and you don't make any progress because they let you down. So that's why he has a better thing than I do, really. But I was all about trying to promote Blackpool FC. That's what I was all about. I still am. Slot car Pete. Hello, Slot car Pete. Yeah, he had Everton Tangerine. He hates Preston. He hates Bolton. Yes, indeed. Great. I hope you enjoyed your appearance on my channel. It was really good. Made me laugh. Made Jane laugh. You did great. Pete's on the video. He's the one that sings that song anyway. Yeah, Footy Adventures. That's it. Yeah, Footy Adventures, Cool Boys Backyard. Yeah, he does a visit to Sam. Yeah, that's his name, Sam. I've met him quite a few times. He's been to Blackpool a few times, but I always miss him, unfortunately. But I did bump into him when we went to Reading one time. He's great, but again, he just does Scottish football. He just goes round. He had a good thing because he followed Rangers and they went like right to the final, didn't they? And that's like honestly blew his channel up. I mean, can you imagine? Of course, starts watching Rangers and they get to the European final, but he goes to see all the little places as well. But because he's got so big, he makes videos all the time because every video he makes is making him money. You know what I mean? I'd be the same if every video was making me thousands every time I made one. I'd be making one. I'd be on here every day. You know what I mean? It's just a different world. You just get it would be so much better for everybody. You know, if I could actually monetize this or get a sponsor or do something that actually got something that helped me to make more and more better things for you all, I'd love it. I'd love to do it. I can't. Slotcar Pete says he said Bruce is getting interviewed for the Norwich job. Are they mad? Oh, there we go. Yeah, there you go. Discord.gg /75 WFD. You are a star up the mighty pool. Thank you very much. Yeah, BE. So I will post that in the links as well. I've put it on Facebook. If you follow me on Facebook, there's a link on there. If you're in the Blackpool fans group, supporters group on Facebook groups, I've posted it in there as well. So please join me in my Discord channel. We're going to make this better than it's ever been. We're going to get more of you people involved because I want you involved. Big Dog Walk said it was the best performance and result since we beat Bolton 2-1 last season. Yeah, and I did say to you, I think it's actually going to be historically, I get that feeling that it's going to be an historic turning point in the history of Blackpool Football Club. It may well go down as one of those things where people say, I was there when. I was there when Blackpool FC was at the absolute rock bottom of everything. We couldn't go much for, we're looking like we're going to slip into the bottom league again after all we've done. And and all of a sudden Ian Evatt has come round and he has like swept a broom through the whole lot and done everything that every fan has been asking for, everything that Simon Sadler's probably wanted as well, because he wanted us to play the Blackpool way. The ground was rocking, wasn't it? Not as loud as under Holloway. And I was talking today to Up the Mighty Pool BFC. I was talking to him. I was saying, you don't know, but when Blackpool were coming up through that 2000 to 2010, that decade, God, Bloomfield Road was loud. It was unbelievable. And I remember a lot of it, we only had three sides as well. We actually only had the three sides, and we had bloody Gene Kelly golf stand on one side. But those two sides that we had were just so flipping loud, man. The Premier League was loud, like proper loud. It was proper, like hurting your eardrums loud. The atmosphere is unbelievable. And actually, when we get going, because we actually have like the south, the west, the north, all that lot, all of it, singing, when it's really bouncing, it's all going. Honestly, as an away fan, it must be horrendous because there's no ground like that. There's no ground that you go to anywhere where there's three sides just all singing at you. There's no way. They might have a massive, they might have a lot of singers down one end, and they might, or like Sunderland where they had any singing, but they were very loud every time, they go forward, they're loud. When they score a goal, they're loud. When they shout at the referee, they're loud. Forest, the same, they're loud. When they score, it's like a bomb going off when they score, but they don't sing songs, not much, other than the odd one or two. Blackpool have like a repertoire that just keeps going on and on and on. And on, we've always had all these songs and we sing them. It's incredible when Bluefield Road is bouncing. It's like nothing else. Michael Carrick I think Michael Carrick's got more chance than Bruce. Big Dog Wilk says Imre, Ennis, Morgan, Taylor, and Bowler to come back is very promising for us to push on up the table. Do we know what's happened to Bowler? Is he bad? He didn't seem like he was injured. He was on the video after. George, you're on 495 subs. For God's sake, 5 of you, quick. Sub to George BFC. Get him to 500. I can't take it anymore. Get him to 500. If you haven't yet subscribed to George BFC 2526, do it. Just put him out of his misery. He so wants to get there. It's a big, you can only get to 1 million, but you can one day be 1 million, but you've got to get to that 500 first. Then you've got to get to your 1,000. Then you've got to get to your 10,000. And that's what it's all about. Yes, of course they are. Taylor and Ennis are good. Honestly, can you imagine Ennis being in that team up front with all these? He's a nightmare, isn't he? He never stops running around. It's going to be so good when he comes back. There we are. George, give him 2 minutes to be on 500. Go on, get him up there. Yes, no, I don't like him. I don't like him at all. Does nothing but not Blackpool. I'm not keen on him, to be honest. Nah. I don't like people who not Blackpool. Congratulations on 500. You've got it. There you go. The power of Up the Mighty Pool, who helped me with the Discord as well. So thank you very much today. He's come on. He's phoned him up and he helped me. And I appreciate it so much. I can't begin to tell you. Andy Nicholson, hi Lee, my birthday is on Wednesday, 12th of November 2025. Isn't ever doing a great job at Blackpool from Andy. Well, you got an early, did you get, is that an early? Yes, an early birthday present on Saturday. Good, yes. And many happy returns for the 12th. Slot Copy says the EFL idiots who don't understand the power of YouTube. Exactly. Why are they so against it all? It's ridiculous. Honestly. Somebody was telling me, in America, like they really encourage, YouTubers to be promoting the clubs because it's just so powerful. It gets more powerful the bigger you get. And the thing is, I've said it many, many times, if say, the EFL were okay with it and Blackpool, were prepared to like throw me a bone every so and again and say, Lee, here's something for you, here's something for you, or here's a shirt you can put on your channel or wear and see if we can get some sales on that and actually work with me, I would do everything and anything I can for free to help my club because my channel is all about helping them. It's not about stealing money out of the pockets by making videos and getting kicked out the ground because I'm at a bloody kids day and I'm trying to show everybody how good it is what they're doing. You know what I mean? You just honestly they treat me like shit that day and I'll never forget. Honestly, awful, just awful. I had to leave. Just awful. And all I was trying to do was show the good side of Blackpool, family fun day, show how wonderful it is. Do I want to be there on a family fun day in my own time, making a video that takes me hours to make to promote family fun day for Blackpool FC for them to treat me like a piece of dog shit? No, I don't. And that's what really had me upset with him. And it could be so much better. I want to be an answer, a solution, not a problem. I'm not there to be a problem. I'm there to like this, to talk about great things. That's what I want to talk about. Yes, yes. Thank you, Andy. Yeah, your birthday. Got that indeed. We'll put it on twice. Your birthday is the 12th of November. Cool Boys Backyard says, I love your comments about supporting your local club. Supporting Nuneaton Borough is a joy when you see your local club doing well and see more fans on the gates means a lot. Yes, it's in your blood, isn't it? You know what I mean? And the highs just mean so much more. Anyway, should we have a, I tell you what, let's have a listen to what Ian Everett said because I haven't listened to him either. So let me see if I can do this now. I should be able to go. Let's just get that off the screen. Go.
Ian, a really impressive victory there today. Congratulations. How do you assess your team's performance, firstly?
We're proud of them. Really difficult opponent, really good opponent. Difficult to plan for, and we've put so much work into players this week in developing a game plan, and that's the staff holistically, so everybody have played a part in that, so I'm delighted for everyone to see that executed the way it was today, and just super proud of the players to go out there and perform the way they did. 15 minutes first half started great, should have been ahead, and then didn't quite get the press right because we were asking centre-backs in particular to go into spaces where they're not normally comfortable, like in the middle of the pitch, and trust it behind, and at times that feels a bit alien, and we were a little bit off first half, and they can hurt you when you are, but Bailey made some good saves. But second half, I thought we were miles better in terms of how we pressed them, created loads of chances off the back of a good press. And that's what it can do for you, and that's the buy-in really from the players is, yes, it's physically really challenging and tough, and it was a huge physical performance, but if you can turn the ball over in the right areas, you're pressing to score, and when you get chances to score, you've got to punish teams. And yeah, we scored 3 today, but could have scored more as well off the back of physical work and really good pressure.
Was that one of the most pleasing aspects today, the energy that your side showed throughout the 90 plus minutes?
Just the determination to win, a determination to apply what we've showed them this week. You know, just really good basics. The basics of football are undervalued and underestimated, and we did those great today. We ran, we fought, we competed. This team, this town, this club, that's the bare minimum that's required, and we did that today and showed some really good technical aspects on the back of that as well. Some of the goals were excellent, well worked, and created loads of other good chances on the back of the things that we'd spoke about this week. And I've said to you before, like, I prefer doing this to playing, and for me that is just so rewarding to formulate a game plan, to coach the game plan and see it come to life today the way it has, and the result that you get, it's just makes me so proud, and yeah, I'm delighted for the players.
And Cardiff have started the season off so well. They're a young and energetic side, but your side more than matched them for the full 90 minutes as well.
Yeah, it was a huge performance physically. As I said, it needs to be because they're really good, and they're good with the ball, and they ask you lots of questions. But yeah, we were happy to sacrifice some possession today on the back of good pressure and good out of possession work, and we did that really well, and then made sure that we chose the right times to penetrate and play forwards quickly, because we knew that they'd be exposed, and we did that so well second half and executed exactly what we planned for. And yeah, just disappointed that they scored at the end, because I thought we deserved a clean sheet with the way we defended and the way Bailey was first half. And the strikers probably deserved more for their work at the top end with some good opportunities as well. But listen, it's a very good win. But again, it's only a start, and we've got a long way to go. I think we can develop, I think we can improve off the back of the foundations that I've seen this first 2 or 3 weeks. We've got a lot of hard work to do, and back to work on Monday to get better again. But enjoy tonight really, because winning football matches is tough, and we haven't done that too often this season.
And you could have picked any player really as man of the match. Obviously,
Yeah.
Ashley Fletcher won it, but Bailey Peacock-Farrell, you've touched on him. How impressive was he? And also obviously Fletcher and Blocko up front as well.
Yeah, you pick goalkeepers to make saves. That's what they are, and we've signed a very good one, and we have another good one in Franco behind him at the moment. And yeah, when they're called upon, they make big saves. But the rest of them in front of Bailey did so much good work, so much physical work, and we deserved, I believe, to win the game. You know, on the basis of executing a good game plan and having the best chances, and we had 5 or 6 one-on-ones second half that we didn't quite take. And again, it's everything for a purpose, and the players really bought into that this week and bought into that today, and that's what happens when we have the right attitude.
Hayden Coulson came off at half-time. Is that a bit of an injury?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, to become the team that I want us to be, it's hugely physical and challenging. Lots of intense work on the training pitch and hard on match days as well. But you get your rewards, and unfortunately for us, we've picked up another couple of injuries today in Hayden and Josh second half. But we're doing all we can to try and manage those scenarios, but we have to get them where we want them physically as quickly as we can, and unfortunately that's going to happen at the moment.
And finally, the side are obviously through it in the Virtue Trophy, but a trip to Tranmere on Tuesday night. Do you expect to make many changes in that game? Yeah,
look, we need to look after some players, there's no doubt about that, because as I said, the load through them physically has been tough, and today they put everything into it. We're already through, which is good, so that takes a little bit of pressure off, but every game we want to try and win, and whatever team I select will be prepared the best way to try and win the football match, and I believe they can. So we'll go there with the right attitude and try and give a good account of ourselves, and then get ready for another huge game against Burton next weekend.
Cardiff City obviously here this weekend. How much you look forward to that, and what kind of test do you expect?
Lost my mouse there for a minute. Right. Yes, very good, isn't it? I mean, honestly, you just love to hear him speak, don't you? It's just so good. It just feels so great when he's talking. He just talks so much sense. Yeah, he's fast becoming, you know, I already liked him anyway, but he's fast becoming, you know, one of my favourites. Anyway, let's just have a little bit more joy, because I don't think you have enough joy in life. By the way, Santino, yes, Blackpool do have a community trust, and yes, they do loads of work in the community. They do a really good job. So yeah, and it's nice to see that you have a soft spot for us, and yeah, definitely come and visit Blackpool one time. You'll be made very welcome. We're a very welcome, you know, just like Sunderland, we're a welcoming place. Right, let's go back and let's have a look at Ash Fletcher's goal from my favourite angles. This is on X again, on Twitter, but it's all good. Let me just put this up. Are we ready? Go on, Ash Fletcher. You know, he's one of my favourite players. He always has been. You know, I've liked him since day one. I kind of felt sorry for him at the start. I wanted him to score so bad because I liked him, and it was just great. You know, great to see him score. There's more of that, I think. I like those. Do you like? They're my favourite angles. I like that angle. Let's have a look here. What have we got? Oh yeah, they haven't really got that. They've got his first goal, but it's not the same. I might not be able to show that. Let's see. Can I stop that? Let's put that one on as well. Let's do his other goal. It's not that from that like the really good angle, but it's all right. For some reason, my mouse isn't right. Okay, why is my mouse not behaving right? Here we go. Let's go. And that's. Oh, no. That's not doing anything, is it? Right. Let me just go back. Let me get that right. I've got to go onto there. Oh, idiot. It's this stupid mouse. Right. Onto there. Onto this. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know why they're showing both his goals on that one anyway. But that first goal, you see the way he just went like right foot, and then he just hit it with his left. They weren't expecting him to hit it with his left, and that's why it just opened up that gap, right? You know, the keeper was expecting him to go with his right, and he didn't. He just hit it so quick with his left. It was honestly, it kind of reminded me of like I think Mitch Cook's left foot as well. You know, if you haven't read that vlog, he says the same. You know, the same thing, that it's kind of like, you know, when you like little you're watching some kids play on the park. There's some big kids against a little kid, a younger kid in the goal, and he just beats him dead easy. And really, Ash Fletcher just looked like that sort of big kid against a little kid. Did you not think he just made it look so easy? Right, Santino says the capacity of Bloomfield Road is 17,000. Do you think you can get back close to capacity, or are the prices still too high in your view? Yeah, well, at the end of the day, it all depends on winning. You got to be winning for people to come, and it's been really these last few years from the relegation back out of the Championship and all the dreams that kind of went with it, and with Critch leaving and all the rest of it. And then, they did keep, the sort of season tickets up around the 10,000 mark, but unfortunately the football has consistently been absolute garbage, and we've just been awful. It's been an awful experience to go to Bloomfield Road. The results weren't very good with obviously with Appleton and Mick McCarthy when we got relegated. Wasn't much better when they brought Critch back. He just couldn't seem to, play good football at Bloomfield Road, and it just killed. It just ripped the very sort of heart out. And then they put all the prices up, which was the most ridiculous, stupid, nonsensical decision ever in the history of Blackpool Football Club. Why they did that, I'll never know, because we are a town with no money, and why you would put all your prices up when they should be the cheapest in the land, really. It didn't make any sense. We've been suffering, but if Blackpool, if Ian Everett knows the town, he was there, when Blackpool got the Premier League, he knows how the town can be, and if they start to win and start playing amazing football, people will go back. People will go to watch fantastic football. People will want to see it. I remember years ago, when Brett Ormrod, before Southampton picked him up, he was banging goals in for fun. You couldn't get in. I think the attendance then was about, because we didn't have the copper. I think it was about. I think it might have been about 7.5 reduced. It might have even been 9, but honestly, they were queuing to get in to see Brett Ormrod because he was banging these goals in for fun, and it can just ignite the town. If we got back in the Premier League, of course, it'd be 17,000 again. At the moment, though, one half of the east stand is like closed off to fans. The way fans are only having one half at the moment, so that would involve Blackpool fans actually selling out all the seats and moving round into that stand as well for us to get anywhere up near 17,000. So at the moment, no, but to be honest with you, if we were getting 12, 13 again, I'd be over the moon if it was bouncing like that, because we got in the Premier League without 17,000, so it is possible. Blackpool fans, when they're on their game and they're loud, they sound like 30,000, and they can really, really make, a massive difference. And I always felt, I've said it before, that I felt as a Blackpool fan, I was part of that noise that got us in the Premier League and cheered us on to get out of the Championship. And it just felt like we were part of it, and it always does. Gary Cronshaw's saying that it's going to be Tranmere Rovers 0, Blackpool 2 tomorrow. Well, we don't know, because we don't know what sort of team he's going to put out, whether he's going to mess about and put some good players out, or put a lot of kids out, because we're through. It doesn't really matter, but winning breeds winning, so maybe he will. Turf Morehouse TV is here. Hello. How much time does Ever get, though? Well, he'll get, if he keeps making us win, he'll get loads of time. I mean, we love him here, you know what I mean? He's Blackpool through and through. He'll get all the time he wants in the world, mate, because he is going to make a difference. Because, well, any decent manager will make a difference. So the absolute shit show we've been watching under Bruce, it was terrible. Do you know what I mean? The game against Cardiff on Saturday was just, like, you actually had to kind of pinch yourself to actually believe it was even Blackpool FC, because we haven't played that like that for a long time, really. It was just, the goals are just like, all 3 goals are just fantastic counter-attacking goals. So fast, so quick. I've never seen this team move so fast. You'd have thought we were, half the time, up until now, we looked like we were like had concrete boots on or something. Everybody looked faster than us, and you're thinking, God, everybody looks like Barcelona or Real Madrid when they're playing us. And we look really, really good. And Turf Moorhouse TV, how are you doing? I haven't even checked how your channel's doing. Now you've been in the Premier League that long, I've forgotten about a different world to me. So you're doing all right with Burnley. You've had some good times, haven't you? It's just a great time to be a vlogger, I would imagine, in the Premier League. I don't know if you're enjoying the Premier League. It's you don't get so many games, do you, in the Premier League? It's a lot of free Saturdays and all that sort of stuff, and you're never really ever in a position, where you're going to win the Premier League, are you? So it's just the kind of, can you hang in there? Can you do like a decent thing? Maybe get a European place if you really have a good season, but it's kind of fighting against relegation all the time, which is not my favourite way to watch football. I would actually say, and I say this lots of times, the game that I watched on Saturday against Cardiff is one of the best games I've watched in ages. And it doesn't even matter that it's in League One. It wouldn't matter. I get the same buzz out of watching that as I would if we'd have done that against Arsenal. You know what I mean? I wouldn't feel any better. I'd still be walking on air like I am now, buzzing. And we've only beaten Cardiff in League One, but it doesn't matter because winning's winning and playing good football is playing good football. It doesn't matter what division you're in. It's irrelevant. That winning feeling is the same winning feeling whether you're beating Cardiff, whether you're beating Scunthorpe United or you're beating Man United. It doesn't matter. And winning, winning and watching good football, it doesn't matter what division you're in. It doesn't matter if you're non-league. Go and watch a non-league match. It can be absolutely fantastic. Football is football, and winning is winning, and losing is losing. And when you lose in the Premier League, and you lose to Arsenal, and you lose to Tottenham, or you lose to Man City, or you lose to Newcastle, or whoever's at the top of the league, you don't feel great losing. You feel shit losing, because it doesn't matter if you lose to Arsenal or some, whoever it is, top of the league in the Premier League, you still don't want to lose. Nobody wants to lose. And you don't think, oh, well, it doesn't matter. It was Arsenal, so what? No, it hurts. Football hurts. It doesn't matter. It's the same feeling. So I don't get too hung up anymore on what division I'm in. I just want to see good football. And as the thumbnail say, that was, a million times better, really. It was just so much better. And that's right. A cup of tea, pal. Cheers, Gary. You've been for a break. Yeah, there you go. Turf Moorhouse says, yes, don't forget where you started. Of course, yeah, of course. Well, you're just in a different league to us now, but maybe one day we'll have by the way, a Turf Moorhouse TV used to come on the Football Vloggers podcast that we used to do. I used to enjoy it actually, but the problem with it is I couldn't. It was just organising it all the time. It was difficult, and there was always those times where I think sometimes it was just you and me on, wasn't there, for a while, and you were never sure whether people were going to turn up or not turn up, and we'd set it for a 8 o'clock start, and people, I'm working till 9, and it was just difficult. It was difficult to organise it, and it stressed me out a lot when I didn't have guests coming in, but it was really good fun, and I'm always up for doing collaborations if anybody, if you come up with an idea and you want to have a view of a lowly League One vlogger, I'm always welcome to come on something. So I thank you for coming on, and I'm just glad to see that you're doing well. And yeah, you hate the Premier. Honestly, it's not. It's a kind of a buzzkill, really. Everybody wants to be in the Premier League, but when you get in it, from what I can remember of Blackpool's time, and we were unlucky, we're unlucky. We got 39 points, we got relegated. But apart from doing the double over Liverpool that we did, which was absolutely glorious, and Brett Ormerod finally getting his goal, for Blackpool in every division, which was a milestone. That was one of the best feelings when he did that. And opening the game against the season against Wigan and being actually top of the league for a few hours before Chelsea went and won 5-0. But yeah, those were magical moments. But on the whole, it was really frustrating. The referees didn't give us much. You know, there was quite a lot of things. I've said it before. We played Everton at home, and Marlon Airwood scored an absolute wonder goal in injury time. He chested it down, turned, hit it on the volley. It went in, screaming in, and they disallowed it. Just that one goal. If they'd have allowed that goal to stand, we'd have beat Everton at Bloomfield Road 3-2, and we'd have stayed. That would have kept us up. You know what I mean? The fact we didn't get a penalty against United when it was a nailed-on penalty, and we would have gone 3-0 up, and they'd have been down to 10 men because it'd have been a second yellow. It'd have been off. United had been down to 10 men. They'd never come back to beat us. It just wouldn't have happened. Never. Even if they scored the 3 goals, we'd have got a point. That would have kept us up. So Marlon Airwood's goal against West Ham, which I've already talked about, where it was disallowed for Brett Ormerod being offside. So there was a lot of things that they didn't give us. You know, a lot of decisions went against us. Blackburn Rovers away when it was our corner and he gave a goal kick in injury time, and they launched it long and scored in injury time when it was our corner. Just honestly, it wasn't it's not a memory. My memory of it isn't of joy. It's of like utter frustration and disappointment. And I don't like the fact that, you know, they move your games all the time, so you're not playing Saturday. Everybody likes, you know, every football fan likes really 3 o'clock on Saturday, don't they? You know, Tuesday night at 7:45. It's kind of like in our folklore, innit? But when you're playing on Friday nights, Monday nights, Sunday afternoons, you know, Saturday tea time at 5 o'clock, it's just not right. And you kind of get the fixture list as well, don't you? And you kind of plan, you know, you think, oh, right, well, I won't go there, you know, because this is on a Saturday, so, you know, we'll cancel that and we'll go, you know, we'll do that the week after, whatever. And then they go and move the game. You know, they're doing it to us now a little bit. You know, they're moving the games around, and that, you know, you plan things, don't you? So it's not great. What's your thoughts on Saturday's ref? He was the best one we've had so far this season. I always think, to be honest, Daz, that when you play well and you win, the referee doesn't seem so bad. You know, the things that happen don't fester in your mind as much as they do when he disallows a good goal or doesn't give you a penalty, and you know you lose because of that sort of thing. Those kind of refereeing decisions are really, really frustrate you when you lose, or you know when it affects the game. But when you kind of walked it the way we did, it didn't really matter about him so much. He was a kind of an irrelevance to everything, really. So yeah, he did good. I know Cardiff fans won't liked him because they thought he was giving us everything, but to me he seemed to be pretty spot on half the time. I didn't think he was I just didn't think he was bad because I didn't care about him, and you don't. And I say this all the time: if you go on a season and you're winning like 4-0, 5-0, 3-0, every game, you won't ever moan about any referees because you don't care. If you win 5-0 and they don't give you a penalty, it doesn't matter, does it really? It just matters when it matters when you need it to matter. So I can't judge it, but yeah, I thought it was a good ref, and if I'm thinking it was a good ref, he was probably a bit biased towards. He was a bit of a homer, maybe, as you would say. So I had a look at some of the goals. Actually, I thought they were very tight for offsides. Particularly. Well, the second Fletcher one, it was very tight. I don't know if it was. I'd have to stop it to see. But on another day, they could have been pulled back for offside. But they were too good, really, to pull back. Turf Moor, well, it always has been. It always has been, hasn't it? It's always been. Premiership's about money now. That's the only positive. Give me an old school championship full of northern clubs battling out every week. Yeah. Yes, indeed. It's just, I don't know. There's something more passionate. I always think for the Nobbers, they're all cheering that we went down into League One, but honestly, playing us was their big event of the season. It really was. It was their. I remember watching the YouTube vlogger that went. He sat in the Preston End for that Derby game, and there was balloons, and he couldn't believe the fantastic atmosphere. And yet the week after, it was just back to normal. And it's special games, aren't they? Blackburn Rovers versus Burnley. You'd love to beat them, don't you? It means more than probably any other game to you, I would imagine. And yeah, Premier League. It's always been about money, isn't it? And it's just like ridiculous money now. You need $1 billion. You need a trillionaire nowadays to do something. I mean, Sunderland doing well, but it's Sunderland. We've got a Sunderland fan in, and you know, they've got this son of a billionaire, haven't they, that's taken over. It's changed everything, hasn't it? It's changed everything. Money changes everything. You know, Wrexham are doing so well because, you know, they put money, you know, Rob McElhenney and Ryan Reynolds put money in the like non-league, and then it was good money in League 2, so that got them out of that. You know, they were pretty powerful, and they were still, you know, they made some fantastic signings in League 1, which got them out. But now, you know, they come into the Championship, but they are still doing okay because they brought a billionaire in. You know, there's a billionaire come in, a guy that sold a shopping mall thing in Canada's, you know, watched the show and wanted to get involved, and he's a billionaire. So they've got that extra money now, haven't they? Which is what, you know, which is kind of what Blackpool got with Bellicon. We were just lucky. I mean, Bellicon didn't put, you know, multi-millions in. He did spend more than the Oysters had ever spent, but, you know, let's face it, we got DJ Campbell for 1.3 million, Charlie Adam for 500,000. David Vaughan was 250,000. You know, we borrowed Varney from where was he playing for? But anyway, Punchin was from Southampton on a loan. You know, all playing in the Championship. We didn't, you know, I think Everett wasn't a lot. You know, there was no real massive money spent. Even the players they got on the last day, like Ludo Silvestre, they were all pretty much on frees and stuff. So Blackpool didn't spend money, which was amazing, really. But yeah, it is all about money. Slotcar Pete says the promoted side seem to actually be giving it a good go this season. Sunderland are still top 4. Yeah, they are. They are. But if Sunderland have gone up without this billionaire's bloody son in charge of them, they wouldn't be doing like they're doing. Same with Forest. You know, Forest have got up and they've done really well, but only because they just spent ridiculous amounts of money. You know, they got the owner who, I don't know, he owns, you know, the Greek shipping magnate, wherever it is. He's worth billions, isn't he? You know what I mean? If you've got that, you will do okay. It's all about money. And yeah, promoted clubs, but you know, we may see some big clubs come down from the Premier League this season. Anyway, that's about it. Hope you've enjoyed the stream. Hope you're all as excited about the prospects for Blackpool under Ian Evatt. I did, you know, I said at the end of the video that a lot of it is about hard work and putting in anything in life. And if you put hard work in, then eventually, apart from football vlogging, you should do all right in life. But, you know what I mean, the effort I've put into the football vlogging has got me a job being a videographer, content creator, which when I was delivering parcels for Every a couple of years ago and crying in the rain when I couldn't find stuff, it was the worst. Honest to God, it was the worst job. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. It was just bloody awful. It was really the lowest point of my life, if I'm being honest. At that time I couldn't see a way out. I could not see a way out of my life, and I just kept plugging along with these videos, and eventually I did a video for this tennis company, you know, made one, and it was fantastic for them, and they employed me as a content creator and as a videographer. They wanted me to set up a YouTube channel for them, which I did, which is doing really, really well. It's like I said, it actually sold £15,000 of Wilson equipment last month because of me, little old me, a guy that was bloody delivering parcels for Every for 6 months and crying, and it was oh my God, the mistakes I made on that at the start was really bad, and yeah, it was awful. I just hated every minute of it. Honestly, I did. And for me to come from that to this, and it's only because of your support, I suppose, following me, you know, giving me a chance to keep making videos. It's not the money obviously that kept me going, because I've not made any money, but it's just the fact that, you know, you all loved it so much and you all were watching the videos, and my videos were getting like 10,000, 15,000 views. I was just addicted to try and make things better for all you lot. I couldn't stop, you know. Jane wanted to do the football tourist guide. We did all that because we just, you know, it cost thousands, you know, it cost a hell of a lot of money to do that football tourist guide, but it was all my dream to be able to film things and make movies kind of thing. And, you know, I love editing them and just making them good for you and all that sort of stuff. And that's why I've managed to keep this going, you know, rather than giving up on it, because I could have walked away loads of times. I could, honestly. Blackpool pissed me off so many times. They do, you know, when they let me down a big day when I'm hoping we're going to get a really good win. I'm going to have this like amazing video, and it's a 0-0 or something on something really important, and nobody watches it. It's so heartbreaking. You know, it's not like anything else. You know, if I was reviewing a camera, it was the latest camera, I wouldn't be, you know, the camera wouldn't let me down, would it? It would just be the greatest camera ever, and people would be buying it off me affiliate links or whatever. So but it's you, honestly, it is you. I can't thank you enough for how you've like supported my channel and made me keep going, because I've wanted to keep going for you, not just for you, and for Blackpool Football Club. You know, I've kept going because I just love Blackpool Football Club. It's my stupid, daft, ridiculous lifetime hell journey, really. But I, you know, I don't know. It's just they are my obsession, and I just want to show. I get so disappointed that I can't show like the highlights that I used to, because I used to do my best to make it look like the most exciting game in the world. Just like highlights clip really quick, look like Blackpool were like world beaters. I used to love all that. I can't do that anymore. But I can talk to you, and I think they're just as good. I actually think that this last video that I've done is probably my favourite video ever. The way everything about it is just magical. If you haven't watched it yet, please do watch it. And if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please do. And please give this a like, because it helps me get loads more views on it later. Santino Siri, I still don't know how to say that. Sirinano. Oh, it's a hard one, isn't it? Enjoy tomorrow night on your night out tomorrow, Lee, and hopefully another 3 points away at Burton on Saturday. Yeah, and you too. You have a great time with Sunderland as well, and hopefully you'll come back on and you know maybe keep watching us, and you know, if you've got a little sweet soft spot for us, hopefully you've got a soft spot for the channel as well. Gary Cruncher says, UTV, England, Serbia on Thursday night, kickoff 7:45. What's it, on UTV? I don't even know what is that thing, UTV? I've never even heard of it. UTV. Gary Cruncher says, bye-bye, I'll see you soon. Thanks, Gary. Well, thanks a lot for being on, as always. You've stuck us through to the end. You've even had a break in between. It's been a long night. I'm super excited about everything that's happening at Blackpool. I'm going to get off because I'm rambling now. I'm going to get off. Thanks for watching. And for those of you that watch any of this on a rerun, please post in the comments below, and I will do my best to answer anything. And yeah, I will put the Discord channel in the comments. I'll pin it to the top, and then you can join my server, and we can have some fun with voice notes and phone-ins and stuff. So it's going to be good. And don't forget to find me as well. You subscribed a long time ago, watched all your videos. Well, flipping heck, thank you very much. When did you pick us up? Would it be from the football tourist guide we did to Sunderland, or would it be one of those cruel times when you probably beat us? Although, no, we were pretty good against Sunderland, weren't we, if I remember rightly? We actually were a bit of a nemesis for you at one time, weren't we? Oh, he means, are you doing a watch-along for England? Not really, no, I'm not really. I just... if I'd have carried on with them when I was doing them, because I had built them up to quite a big thing, hadn't I? But it's like starting all over again when I do them, you know what I mean? It's just starting all over again. Nobody, you know, it's like nobody's seen a Lee Charles TV England watch along for years, and it's just like, it's like quite difficult to really get them going. So probably not, to be honest. I've got, to be honest with you, I have so much of a video work to do now with the tennis and these and everything else that I can't, honestly. I can't really do it. But anyway, thanks a lot. Thank you, Santino. Really, Santino, thank you very much. See you all in the next one. Hope you've enjoyed this look, this stream, the way I've got it. Hope you like the little... Hang on, have we got, before I go, have we got another angle, one of those other angle videos to watch on X? Yes, we have. Yes, we have. I've forgotten all about it. Oh my gosh. I can't go without you seeing Tom Bloxham's goal from the other angle. I'm going to finish on this, but yeah.
A wonderfully healthy thing.
I think I summarised it perfectly when the goal went in. What a fucking goal that was, wasn't it? Right, I'm going. Thanks a lot for watching. I will see you in the next one. And Blocko is back, yeah, reinvigorated. Oh, I forgot to even do that. Different layout there. Maybe let me know in the comments which way you prefer it, whether you prefer the comments there or over the top of me. Anyway, thank you very much. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully we play well at Burton Albion and we do okay. Tranmere Rovers tomorrow, and the joy carries on. Thanks a lot for watching.